Hi everyone, I'm Captain Safia and I'm a helicopter pilot who loves to travel. On this adventure, I'm going to be taking you to Nepal, where we're going to be trekking in the Himalayas to Everest Base Camp. But it's not the Everest Base Camp you see like in this photo. I'm going to take you to the real Everest Base Camp located behind that rock on a 122-kilometer trek that was both exhausting and exhilarating. So let's jump right in. I decided quite early on that I didn't want to go with a huge trekking company and lots of people. And I was put in touch with someone, a Sherpa, who has trekked to the summit of Mount Everest 23 times. He'll be attempting his 24th time this year. Having him guide me through the off the beaten path of the Nepali Himalayas was truly a blessing. Now, to get to where we were going, we had to start obviously in Kathmandu. We had to take a flight to Lukla airport, which is known as the gateway to the Himalayas. Its real name is a Tenzing Hillary Airport, named after the first two people who summited Mount Everest. It's commonly known as Lukla Airport because it's located in the town of Lukla. As a pilot, I was especially anxious about this flight because of the amount of accidents that have occurred over the years. The location of the airport, the length of the runway, the weather conditions, the fact that there's no go-around procedure makes it quite difficult for pilots to land. However, even though I had several panic attacks on my flight, the landing was really smooth. The pilots were brilliant, and I've been assured that the Civil Aviation Authority has taken steps to help improve training, and any pilot who's landing at Lukla has undergone a specific type of training. I was really happy to land at Lukla, and when we got off the airplane, we had some garlic soup, which you will find a lot on menus in when you're doing your trekking, regardless if you're doing what I'm gonna do or you're gonna do the normal Everest Base Camp route. We trekked for about 6 hours on the first day, passing through some of the most magical landscapes that you can find. And it was just the first day, so I was just blown away by the beauty. And I even got a little bit cocky at the end of the day. I thought to myself, well, 6 hours and I'm fine, and it wasn't really hard. But day one is the easiest. Don't be like me and think you're gonna just breeze through the rest of the trek. I did not breeze through the rest of the trek. Along the way, one of the things I love about trekking in the Nepali Himalayas is the fact that you will find tea houses pretty much along most of the route. There are certain sections that there are none, like absolutely none. But the majority of the way, you will find tea houses that you can buy whatever you want. If you haven't picked up extra things in Kathmandu, you can get backpacks, socks, baby wipes, whatever you need on the way, on the trail itself. And you can have a variety of food, from Chinese food, Nepalese, Indian, pizzas. You can buy Coke, Fanta, Sprite. Pretty much, there's a really great variety of things, and comfort food. There's always Snickers and Mars bars on the trail. So you definitely will not have a problem picking up extra stuff. Our trek took us, you will find a lot of yaks along the route, and you just give way to them because they're bigger than you. And during the trek, because we were with a Sherpa and also a Nepalese national, Suraj, who is attempting to summit Everest this year for the first time, he introduced us to a lot of the people along the way. And this trip was about not just the physical aspect of it, it was actually meeting the incredible people who live in the mountains of Nepal. And from day one, we were invited into their homes, given tea, we were given blessings by them, and the memories we created were just incredible. We spent the night on day one at Hotel Bear Garden. It's owned by a Sherpa as well. He summited Everest 6 times, and he survived 2 avalanches. On the second avalanche, his wife said, "You're done. You need to stop." And again, it's the tea house setup. You probably will not have heating in your room. The rooms are usually, they consist of 2 single beds. Sometimes you can request an add-on bathroom. We had that. The water was not hot, so I took a really cold shower the first day. A thing about showers is that you probably want to get as many showers in at the beginning of the trek, because when you're coming closer to the end, you probably will not have hot water. So we stayed in his tea house. It was clean. I had been advised to bring pillowcases, because apparently sometimes the pillows are quite stinky. Not a single time on this trek was I required to use those 2 pillowcases. They were the 2 most useless things that I carried, I believe. So your room, 2 separate beds. Probably the only part of the tea house that will be heated will be the main dining room, and it will usually have a traditional stove there. It's huge. It radiates heat. People gather around it. If you've done laundry, you probably will not have an electric dryer, so you'll probably have to dry your clothes either in the sun or on near the stove at night when it's lit. And there's where you have your dinner, lunch, breakfast. It's a congregation room. You meet loads of people there, and it's just a nice place to hang out. So we spent the night at the Hotel Bear Garden, and we woke up the next day heading to Namche Bazaar. I didn't need my sleeping bag. It was quite comfortable just in the blankets that the tea house provides. Breakfast was delicious. It was oats with some fresh apple, some freshly cut apple. And yeah, we set out. The trek to Namche Bazaar started off like you're walking in a postcard. All you hear are cowbells and rushing glacial water from the rivers, and cherry blossoms pop out at you around the corners. It's honestly like walking in a postcard. The last 3 hours, however, was anything but walking in a postcard. You basically are uphill for 3 hours, and it's something you need to prepare yourself for. It is the first real uphill of the trek. And I found the last 500 meters to be especially difficult because we actually didn't stay in the center of town of Namche. We stayed quite high up, almost where the helipad, actually higher than where the helipad is. And I was really annoyed that I had to walk extra to get to the hotel. However, it was really quiet where we were. No dogs barking, no loud music or anything, and you can hear the hustle and bustle in the town of Namche. I was really, really happy to be where I was, even though those last 500 meters, I could have, sworn at everybody. We spent the night there, and the next day was a rest day. So we climbed quite high up, and so it's all part of the acclimatization process, right? So the next day we had a rest day, but when you're trekking in the Himalayas, a rest day is never just a rest day. You don't just get to stay in bed all day. You do have to get out and do a little bit of walking. So we got up and we had a trek, gained a bit more altitude, went to see one of the highest landing strips in the world. It's not a prepared surface, it's an unprepared landing area. It's a grass strip. Nowadays, only helicopters use it for landing. And we even went to a town, and there was someone who does paintings there. And he did it in the traditional Nepalese, or maybe the Sherpa way, where he takes a knife and does the paintings. And here's a picture of what he did. I especially love the yaks, of course. They're one of my favorite animals now. And yeah, that would be day 3, because we're not moving today. We're going back down to the original tea house, and tomorrow we start on day 4. This is my first video, so if you want to see more, like and subscribe, and I will see you all soon. Bye.